Hello and welcome to the Munro Method Clancast. I'm Jason Munro. This is episode 112. Happy New Year. So this is actually season 3, episode 112. Because when I upload these, I do seasons by years apparently. I don't know when I started doing that. I just know that I've been putting season 2 for the entire year. And now the first one of the year is going to be season 3. Anyway. I would like you, before we even get started, I would like you to do me a massive favour, right? This year, for me, is a year of massive growth with the Munro Method. So 12 months ago, 15-ish months ago, I moved the Munro Method from the free Facebook group that it was in over to my own app. It is now an incredible premium service, unlike anything else that's out there. And I still don't charge anywhere enough money for it, but I'm comfortable with what we do charge. And this year, 2025, is all about getting more people in the door. I want to help more people than ever. The more people I have in there, the stronger the community becomes, the easier it is to bring people into the community. And the more fun things I can do, like run challenges and give prizes away and all these things. I love to give back as much as I can. Things got very quiet towards the end of the year because I was spending a lot of time working on the new 30-day trial process, rewriting the whole Munro Method course. That is all done now. And so this is where you come in. So if you've been listening to these podcasts for a while, if you've made it as far as episode 112, I hope you've gotten some value from them. I have a small thing to ask, a small favour. If you are a current member, tell someone else about the Munro Method. So when you hear your friends starting the conversations about Weight Watchers and Slimming Worlds, just offer the alternative. Explain to them why these things keep these people stuck. Explain to them that if it worked for them, they would not be sitting having the same conversation you've been having with them for the last 10, 20 years. There is a better way. And it's not necessarily that what I do is the best way, but it's certainly one of the better ones, because everything that we do inside the Munro Method is about helping people lose weight for the last time. Now, Slimming World and Weight Watchers are yo-yo diets. Their business comes from return members, not new members. I think it's 80 to 85% of the people who go to Slimming World have been there multiple times. And if, I saw somebody on Instagram over the festive period, I saw this video, and the guy said something like, if you keep carrying around the same bricks, you'll keep building the same house. And if you want to build a different house, then you need some different bricks. It's very similar to a thing I used to say, like, you can't get a new result with an old habit. Old habits don't get new results. Old habits keep taking you back to the same place. So you can't get a new result with an old habit. You can't build a new house with the same old bricks. And you certainly will not lose weight for life if you've been going to Slimming World for the last 20 years and keep getting the same result. Like, it's not just going to click one day. It's not meant to click. If it clicked, then groups would be full of target members who aren't paying anything. Nobody would be making any money. All the groups would shut and Slimming World would go out of business. It's literally built on failure. Anyway. So yeah, just my little ask to you in 2025 is to start spreading the good word. If you're not already, or if you are, do it more. Start spreading the good word of the Munro Method. Now that can be, if you're a current member, that could be recommending to your friends. I've just started this new incentive thing this year. You'll see that inside the group, inside the community. I'm going to see how that goes. I did this once upon a time and I had to stop doing it because the group grew too big, where every time somebody brought a new member in for a trial, I gave that person £10 as a thank you. I did this in like 2018, 2019. We had about 2,000 members and I could not keep up with it. I had to stop it. It was crazy. But now I'm going to bring it back again for January and see how it goes. Also, it could be something as simple as recommending a podcast episode. Like, If you're chatting with a friend and they're talking about something specific and you go, do you know what, I heard that in a podcast episode, send them the podcast link, put them onto this. Get my voice in their ear holes to start talking sense into them, the same sense that I hope many of you get from these episodes. And the last thing, the absolute last thing, I don't know what it does. I don't know if it does anything. I doubt it pushes me to the top of any rankings or anything like that. But this podcast has, when I last checked, I think it was 54 or 55, or maybe 44 or 45, some combination of 4 and 5. 5-star reviews, which is incredible. If you are getting any value whatsoever, I'm going to shamelessly ask you just to leave a 5-star review. Like, it costs you nothing. What's the point leaving a 3 or 4-star review, right? If you're going to do one, you might as well make it 5. Right. Let's get into it. So, I have got about 15 minutes before the end of this dog walk. We are going to talk about what it takes to succeed in 2025. I spoke about this over Christmas, and I've done a little bit of research, and I'm walking up a hill, which is why I'm breathing like this. But do you know that there are no fad diets right now? Literally no fad diets. I mean, if you discount the usual suspects like Slimming World and Weight Watchers and Herbalife, like all the same people are pushing all the same shit. But there's nothing new. This time last year, you were being absolutely assassinated by the Zoe diet. Steve Bartlett was doing all his shady stuff with his Instagram ads, promoting a product that he was pretending he wasn't financially backing, telling you that Huel is his secret health hack, but also telling you that Zoe diet had changed his life, while not telling anyone that he had invested millions in both companies and receives lots of money from both companies. He eventually did get a slap on the wrists, but, you know, by the time they raise the complaints and they do the investigation and they get the slap on the wrists, like that happened in the summer. He'd already been pushing the ads from September, October 2023 towards like April, May, June 2024. By that point, he's lended all his credibility to it. They've made all their money. It's too late. It's too late to say, oh, you can't do that anymore. They've already won from it. Anyway, this time last year, you were being absolutely assassinated with the Zoe diet. Tim Spector and the Zoe clan wanted you to pay £300 to have your shit tested. To send you I can't remember now, I'll just be making numbers up, but to send you, I think it was like a 32-page report, which was designed to absolutely baffle you into signing up to their monthly membership, because the idea was that if you just paid the extra money for the monthly membership, you didn't have to read the report. It would make it much easier for you just to follow their instructions in the app. But if you ever took the time to read any of the reviews, and I did, it did not get great reviews. Yes, like anything, whether it's Weight Watchers, Slimming World, or the Zoe diet, there are the few outliers who say it changed their lives, and it probably did, because that particular person had an issue with one particular thing that came up in that report, and they removed it, and it changed their life. Of course it's going to happen. A few people win the lottery every week. Of course somebody's got to win. But what about everybody else who doesn't win? Who pays £300 to have their shit tested, gets told to sleep more, drink more water, drink less caffeine, and eat less processed foods, and eat more fruits and vegetables. All the same stuff that you have been getting told to do since you were in high school, going through science class and learning about nutrition. Not new information. Anyway, this year, there is nothing. Now, yes, there are weight loss injections. I'll get to that in a moment. But for me, from my end, like, I've not seen anything. I've not seen anybody pushing anything. I've not seen any ads. I've not seen anybody talking about anything. Nobody has come to me, which they normally do. Nobody has come to me on social media and says, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you make of this stuff? That's not happened for a long time. I do not think that there are any fad diets right now. I think it is all Ozempic, Wegovy, and all the new ones that are constantly coming out. And I guess that's what we can talk about today. No, we'll talk about that in a moment. So this year, I don't think there has ever been a better year for you to take your health seriously. For you to, like, if you're one of these people who's a bit of a magpie, who can't see shiny new things go past you without having to try them. Oh, look, that person's doing that. They've lost 60 pounds in 60 days. I'm going to do that. Even though I'm with the Munro Method and I'm losing weight every single week and I feel great, I've just seen this other person and look at the results they're getting. I'm going to jump from that to that. That happens a lot, by the way. It's shiny new object syndrome, magpie syndrome, call it, where even though somebody already has something and what they have is perfectly fine, they see somebody else with something better and they have to have it. And that happens a lot when it comes to results. Anyway, this year, there isn't any of that, in my opinion, apart from weight loss injections, but we'll get to that. But for me, this year is the perfect time for you to actually focus on the things that matter. You're not being bombarded, like there's no Tim Spector all over social media, on podcasts. There's no glucose goddess, she's lost a lot of her traction, telling you that your blood sugar's this and you're going to die if you keep eating sugar and sugar's more addictive than cocaine and all this fucking nonsense. We don't have any of that. Those people are still around. They're just not trending and they don't have traction. So right now, in my opinion, there has never been a better time for people who struggle with their weight, for long-term yo-yo dieters, to take their health seriously, because there are no distractions out there right now, aside from injections, which we'll get to. But yeah, if you were ever thinking about starting a proper weight loss journey, like your last ever weight loss journey, the one where you do it once and do it right so that you never have to do it again, for me, January 2025 is the time. Because there's no noise, there's no people scaremongering, nobody's telling you that you shouldn't be doing this or eating that. You're not surrounded by friends that are all doing whatever the latest fad is. So yeah, that's just my take on it. And hey, if you are a completely new person listening to this who does not work with me, now is the time to start a trial. Anyway, let's get to weight loss injections. I should really make this a standalone episode, and I will. We'll touch on it briefly for now though, okay? So I have got quite a few people, I think I've already spoke about this recently, but I've got quite a few people I'm working with who are currently on medication or just coming off the medication. I'm also working with someone, a GP actually, who went on the medication, lost lots of weight, came off the medication, put it all back on again. Weight loss medications are a miracle, an absolute miracle for the right person, for the right people. There are people who suffer with obesity, who do not have any appetite regulation, who do not know when they're hungry, who do not know when they're full. And this medication gives them that, gives them something that they don't have. I had to stop and roar at my dogs there because they had disappeared. Here they come. So weight loss medications are a miracle for the right person. But as with anything we discover when it comes to weight loss, they are marketed, sold, and abused by people who don't need them, by people who are looking for a shortcut to a body they don't know how to live in. Just like my GP client who went on the medication, took it, lost a pile of weight, stopped taking it, and turned straight back into the person she was before, which took her weight right back to where it was before. The problem with these medications is that they're so poorly regulated and supported. Like, if someone is going to go on medication, let's say that someone is prescribed the medication on the NHS because, this person is obese, they have obesity. Remember, obesity is a disease. It's not just people being overweight. There are people who carry the obesity gene who do not have appetite regulation. Like I said, they are hungry constantly. They're never full. And they don't know how to manage it. Like, no amount of protein and vegetables is filling them up. Yes, there's a lot they could do for themselves if they improve the balance of their diet, but it would still only take them so far. So And the thing is, like, when their weight gets to a point where it is very high, that just kind of exacerbates the problem. So when it comes to people who are living with obesity, if you can get a lot of weight off them in a relatively short space of time, it improves numerous health markers, but it also makes it easier for them to regulate their appetite after that if they then focus on a healthy, balanced diet. But that's the problem, right? When I say to you, just have a healthy, balanced diet, like, you don't know what that means. You've got a rough idea of what it means. But, if it was as easy as somebody, what do I need to do to lose weight? Oh, just balance your diet and be healthy. It's fucking it's stupid advice. The problem is that people don't know what balance is. They don't know what healthy is because we're surrounded by fucking idiots like Tim Spector and the Glucose Goddess, scaremongering people off everything. Don't eat that, it'll give you cancer. Don't eat that, it'll rot your teeth. Don't eat that, it'll give you sugar spikes. And, ooh, they're terrible. That's the world we live in. That's the world that I'm competing against. Like, you think you're competing with it. How do you think I feel? I'm the one that's trying to... Imagine being one of the few sensible voices in the world, completely drowned out by all the quacks and rockets and idiots who want to manipulate people into believing that it's ridiculously confusing so that they can slot in that gap and say, here, I'm going to sell you this thing. You don't know what to do? Well, don't you worry, because I've got just the solution. Oh, do you know, I saw a woman yesterday. I don't remember her Instagram username, but it was something like the cortisol coach or something like that. And honest to God, ridiculous amount of followers. Here's my cortisol balancing tea. And it's this ingredient, this ingredient, this ingredient. Or if you comment this, I'll send you my cortisol balancing recipe book. It's only $19.99. Like, stop helping these people make money. It drives me absolutely bananas. Anyway, so weight loss medications. Listen, if you want to take it, I'm all for it. A lot of people message me on Instagram asking me for my opinion, asking me for my take. But my honest opinion is, like, I would recommend weight loss medications not to anyone. But you know what? I wouldn't just recommend it to the people that need it. I am all for shortcuts, provided the person is doing it the right way. So, for example, like, I wouldn't say to someone... I have to get my hands organised there to cross the road. I wouldn't say to someone, I want you to go out and buy Ozempic. Like, I wouldn't do that. However, if someone comes to me and says, and this has happened numerous times, more and more now, and it's going to happen a lot this year because I'm going to have a big focus on it. If someone comes to me and says, I'm thinking about, or I am taking Ozempic, I am very aware that the minute I stop taking it, if I do, or once I come off it because I am taking it, that my appetite is going to come back. Will you help me? I'll say, yes, I'll help you. And then I'll explain to them in great detail that, listen, like this, yes, you can take the medication. Yes, you're going to lose weight. But what you do from A to B is going to decide whether that weight stays off or not, whether you've wasted your time and money or not. It's not as simple as you jab yourself a few times, your appetite reduces and you eat less and you lose weight. It doesn't stop there. You've then got to stop taking the medication and learn how to manage your appetite after that. You have to learn how to manage your hunger. You have to learn how to give your body what it needs. Because if you, like, losing weight is only 25% of the journey. Everybody loses weight. Everybody has lost weight multiple times in their life. Weight loss is not the problem. You all know how to lose weight. You've not got enough fingers and toes to count how many times you've lost weight. Your problem is that you do not know how to not regain that weight. And no amount of medication helps you with that. Medication does not stop you from regaining weight. Because you have to stop taking it eventually. Unless you're a superstar millionaire in Hollywood and you can get non-stop access to it and you take it for too long and end up with Ozempic face and all this stuff that you read in the media. Anyway, it's 0 degrees. My hands are freezing. But my take on 2025 is that if there was ever going to be a year for you to lose weight properly, the right way, and keep it off for the rest of your life, this is it. Like, take advantage of 2025, because there are, again, just from what I've seen or not seen, there are nowhere near the usual amount of snake oil sellers and fad diet pushers out there. 2025 could be your year. So, and again, just what I said at the beginning of the episode, please help me spread the word. One of my biggest challenges when it comes to running the Munro Method, it's not helping people, it's not getting results, it's none of that stuff. It's getting in front of people. It's being the louder voice to drown out the rubbish and the con men and all the fake, false people whose only qualification is that they've got a 6-figure following on Instagram. It's very difficult being one of the honest people. But anyway, I'd rather be honest than a piece of shit. Right, that's enough from me. Have a great 2025.